Hello, everybody. This is Nicholas with Tabletop Shenanigans.
This is Matthew.
Alex.
And this is Felipe.
And today we have a special guest. Nobody.
Aww.
For once in a cool minute.
They forgot the Blood of Baal book is the special guest.
Special guest, Blood of Baal. Mephiston himself is here.
I am here.
Well, his head at least. I don't know where his body is.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit.
Always. He is the chief librarian, so it makes sense.
And
I don't understand why. So I love Mephiston's new model. I think it's so cool looking. But how come he got a new model, but Dante didn't get a new model? Like, Dante's model probably needs also some
sorry,
love.
who?
The chapter master of the Blood Angels?
I'm sorry, is he important or something?
he's pretty important.
He's pretty important.
I think he's
He's the second highest person, second only to Gilliman in, like, hierarchy.
he was the most important character in Warhammer 40k on the Imperium side until Gilliman came.
Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dante. Yeah, 100%.
What's a Space Marine?
Oh my bad. We're talking to an Admech player.
All right,
Yeah.
sorry. Let's put it in language you can understand. 001
Admech didn't know what to do until call came, and then Big Good.
Well,
happened.
listen,
Big
Calber Hall knew exactly what he was talking about,
Right.
and Calber Hall is a great man.
Right.
Listen, the Emperor is not the Omnicide. I'm just gonna listen
Whoa,
for
whoa,
all
whoa.
you loyalists out there,
Yikes.
Admech loyalists. The Emperor is definitely not the Omnicide. Either way, this is not here nor there. We have to say a quick happy birthday to our boy Matthew Essington. He
Thank you,
turned
thank you.
37.
Whoa,
7,
29.
37?
37.
29. And he took a win for us over the weekend.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
On his B-Day. That's
Yeah,
On
on
my
his
birthday.
What a
yeah.
great day.
It's a birthday tournament, and I won all my games and scored higher than everyone else, so I won. That's how that works.
Humble brag.
That's the greatest
Humble
present he
brag.
could have had.
Right? Sounds like a sports interview. Like,
Yeah.
why did you win? Oh, we scored more points than
Yeah,
the team.
the team came together and everybody played the part. Pass did his role.
He rerolled
The,
his ones and he
Yeah, the tank
Well.
commanders showed up. They were a big support today. The knights did what they were supposed to do. They went forward and got shot at. You know,
Did you lose any nights?
I actually lost every night in every game. No big deal.
But Tank Commanders carried the day.
Yeah, tank commanders carried the day as always. Actually, oh my goodness, let me tell you right now. If you're watching this and you're
Well, they can't watch this, right?
Sorry if you're listening to this.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, watch, listen, whatever you want to do, use your imagination. Scions in a big way. If you're using a loyal 32, scratch that and go down to your loyal 17. Scions, 5 points cheaper than your 10-man squad of guardsmen, infantry. You get deep striking capability. I'll tell you right now, I scored unlimited points off of
Unlimited points.
Unlimited points. I was getting hold more. I got on mission number 1. I got the bonus from the second round to the last round, just from deep striking scions onto objectives and letting them sit there. I didn't even bother rolling dice for them.
I was about to ask if all you did to change your list was just changing from guardsmen to scions.
Guardsmen, I dropped 30 guardsmen and picked up 15 scions and 1 Tempester Prime. Put all 4 of them in deep strike. Well, except for 1 squad I left on the table to hold an objective turn 1. But otherwise, I put 3 of them in deep strike, and turn 2, I was holding objectives or scoring recon.
Any Tank Commanders?
Yeah, I brought 3
Like
tank
3,
commanders and Pask, so 4 tank commanders essentially.
Hotshot last guns are pretty good.
I didn't bother shooting them one time.
You didn't? You just put them in there?
Nope, just dropped them on the table,
Hey.
forgot they were there.
Good enough. What was that, 35 points for 5?
35 points for 5,
That's
yeah.
really cheap for a deep strike.
What
Yeah.
were your
So
matches against?
The first matchup was against the Smash Bros, which is
Ooh.
not Mephiston.
Mortarian.
Mortarian and his
and,
brother Magnus.
I mean, they're not brothers.
They are brothers.
Morty.
Brother.
Oh, yeah, I guess technically.
He said they're not brothers. They're all Primarchs. Yes, they are
Phoenix,
all
can you please
brothers.
redact that? I just-
Don't. No, he's gonna say no.
Heresy.
Say no again.
Yeah, do that thing. I love that thing. No.
Anyways, but yeah, it was that and a Khitan and then 2 of the Lord Discordants.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. It was all right. Turn 1, I killed his Khitan and a Lord Discordant. And then turn 2, I killed Magnus and Mortarian. Well, no. Turn 2, I killed Mortarian. Turn 3, he had a very wounded Magnus and charged it into a tank. This actually won me the game. He charged it to a tank, killed the tank blew up and took off the last wounds on Magnus, so he couldn't pile into the second tank.
You hate to see it.
So on a 1 in 6 chance, won me the game because it freed up my tank commander to then kill the last Lord Discordant, and all he had left was a Predator in the corner, and then I ended up tabling him. It was a good match, and it really came down to that one dice roll. Is what it was. It was a lot of fun. The second game was against Chaos Knights.
Yeah.
He brought 3 Chaos Knights and then a whole bunch of these smaller knights with the Forge World ones with the Volkite weapons or whatever, Tesla-like weapons. And that was kind of a short game because I went first.
I was gonna
Turns
say,
out, right on Night Crime.
Night Crime, yeah. And we had enough time after that game. We played it back, and I just let him go first, and it went the complete opposite way. So it really came down to who went first. The third game was against Necrons in a Khitan list.
Ooh, that sounds very interesting. I just started Necrons.
Yeah, Necron Khitans are back in a big way. 3 Transcendent Khitans are really hard to take off the table with 3 up invulnerables and all their spells and D6 damage. They really did work on me. And his destroyers, he just flew them up the table and locked up some things.
Yeah.
On turn 3 and on.
That's really interesting.
It just came down to me holding more, and I had a really big push at the start and was able to hold out to the end.
That's really interesting. I feel like after the new chapter approved, did you see any weird shifts in the meta? I know it's a small RTT, but still.
Yeah, it was actually kind of interesting. I saw Grey Knights twice. There was 2 people playing Grey Knights competitively. They both actually... Well, I know
wait, who's that?
One of them did pretty well.
Redact that. We don't talk about the redacted.
Yeah, did pretty well.
The silver cans with psychic spells.
Yeah, they did pretty well.
Orcs?
Yeah. Orcs? Shoot us? I heard shoot us.
How many Space Marine lists did you see?
A bunch.
I was gonna
pretty much everybody was either... It was like I played Knights, somebody else played Knights, and then someone played the Smash Brothers, and then everything else was a Space Marine or Space Marine variant, except for one guard, one true guard player, the Necrons. But...
Did you see any Iron Hands?
Iron Hands flyer list, with 6 flyers.
Boring.
There was Iron Hands. I think there was 2 people playing Raven Guard. I saw Blood Angels mixed with no Black Templars now.
I'll be there. I'll be there soon.
Yeah, no Black Templars, but Blood Angels mixed with Guard, and that was pretty much it. That's for everyone that showed up. There was a lot of people that didn't make it because of being afraid to play me round 1.
I wanted him to have a chance to represent the team once in a while.
Oh
I can't carry this team on my shoulders.
This is what, your second first placer, isn't it?
Yeah, second first place. Yeah.
I've gotten more than that. I've gotten like.
That's cool, Nick. That's cool.
I'm just really. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm curious. So, on your first match against the Super Smash Bros., who did you find more difficult to deal with, Magnus or Morty?
Definitely Mortarion. No, Magnus.
Really?
That's the one. Yeah, with the 3-up invuln, it's much harder to take out Magnus than it is Mortarion. Mortarion, even with the Feel No Pain, I have so much plasma that he just went right down. I actually was able to split up my fire between Magnus and Mortarion. I didn't kill Magnus, but I dropped Mortarion.
Disgusting and Resilient is not that useful if you got damage to weapons. That's really one of the best ways to deal with Disgusting and Resilient.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of ways to deal with Disgusting and Resilient, I feel like. I think the problem with Mortarion, honestly, is that he's just so slow.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem. I mean, if you can get him into your enemy's field, he can wreak so much havoc. And he will die eventually. Like, Morty is not that hard to kill. But just with the sheer amount of mortal wounds that he can dish out, he can do so much damage.
Yeah, Magnus with a 16-inch movement.
Yeah,
and warp time.
Or 32. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
32 and then you add another 12-inch threat range on that for charging.
And don't forget his base size.
4-inch range.
Yeah, his base size is huge.
He's got a pretty good base size, yeah.
Reminds me of specific players that should not be named who forget how much he actually moves and then just scooches him a little bit more.
Well, if you're listening to this, you know who you are. Moving right along.
It's about here. You're like,
Yeah, it moves about. No,
Yeah, right there,
I went ahead and
right
pre-measured it. I'm exactly 46 inches away from you, so there's not a way that you could possibly charge me.
All
And
right,
you just
all right.
charged me turn 1. What just happened?
We're just making this a little too personal, but it's not what we do here.
Yeah.
Everything you guys are excited about for? I'm really excited to see what 2020 brings us. Actually, with the new push to
Ooh, let's talk speculation.
yeah.
orcs,
I'll just look back.
orcs.
Orcs.
Orcs don't need
Hold
more
on.
stuff.
October 3.
The
Reckoning.
the boogaloo-ing.
Boogaloo-ing. Last year it was the electric boogaloo. This year it's the boogaloo-ing.
It'll never end with us. As long as we are alive, the orcs.
Everyone's hype here for orcs except for Felipe.
Oh.
Oh no, I always like seeing orcs. I think they're such a fun army. I would
They're
never
really
play
fun.
it because
They're
I
really
don't want to. I just love how you move orcs to where it's just like you literally just kind of carry them,
Yeah, I
and then
do.
you just toss them, and it's just like they're all right there.
That's what I do.
I'll move them later.
I won't lie. I do just pick up my orcs, put them in my shirt, and I just throw them on the board.
Yeah,
They're right there.
Yeah,
They're right there.
They're really tough models too. Like the way they're built,
Yeah.
they don't really snap off or anything.
Yeah, it's like, it's whatever. They're not painted terribly well, so it's like, I don't really care that much. And I only do that with the boys. Everything else, I actually do move, like, nicely. Even the knobs. I like my knobs. I move them,
Right,
like,
for sure.
yeah, it's okay. They're
Everybody
all-
says movement trace, but movement trace don't help that much when you still got to move like 50 movement
yeah.
trace.
But turns out though, those movement trays are so nice. The GW ones, I
Oh.
bought a box of them.
Okay,
and
I
Primo.
want to point out though that everybody thinks that this is like the greatest thing that they've ever come up with. Movement trays have been around for like forever.
I understand, but actually releasing them in a box set, the way they released
Oh
them
yeah,
too,
yeah, that was actually
it
smart.
actually
That
works.
was
It's
actually
really
smart.
good.
And you did have to go to like Etsy or other places to get them.
yeah.
They were expensive.
They
The
were-
ones I was using beforehand was literally just a wooden block I got from someone, and they charged me $40 for them.
That's
yeah.
ghetto.
Yeah, the people were charging a lot because they were laser cutting them and like making them themselves, and they felt like they could just charge whatever they want. And then GW was like, "Well, here's a really good, form-fitted, cheap alternative."
And they're not only that, it was $40 for like 18 of them.
I need to get some of those for the
all they need
Poxwalkers.
now is a giant stick to move your models instead of your hands.
Yeah, like
So
one of
you
those.
just go, all those like 1400.
Play it like Risk.
We're gonna move
Right.
these boys.
Let's start playing shuffleboard. We got you. Shuffleboard.
Pretty soon we won't even be playing Warhammer. We'll just be playing chess or something weird.
Britannia.
So let's talk. So let's talk predictions 2020.
I really hope that.
Gray Knights are going to be good in 2020.
Grey Knights are going to be good.
Gazgul
Gray Knights
model.
are going to be good in 2020. I'm saying it right now. If you're listening to this, it's the truth.
New Gazgul model.
Nope.
I mean, the Grey Knights. the Grey Knights are already good.
No.
they're just they
No,
just
they're
need the
still
point
overpowered.
drops.
No,
yeah.
they needed more than point drops. They need their smites to work like Thousand Suns. If all
They
they
have-
do is change their smites to work like Thousand Suns, they're good again.
And they have like what 10 stratagems, and like some of them are okay, but most of them are not really all that great.
Yeah, there's like one really good stratagem that I can think of, and it's the Psy bolts. And all that it does is it changes the way your bolts work. It gives them like AP -2 on bolt gun on their storm
Yeah,
bolts.
it's
No,
okay.
a squad of 10 of them getting 40 shots at AP -2 is actually really good, but that's the only good stratagem that they
It's for
have.
offense, not defense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do have what 3 more books in the Psychic Awakening thing,
Yeah.
and I know that one of them is a dead giveaway as to who it's going to be about. And I mean, it does say for the greater book in the title of it, so obviously it's going to be Necrons. I'm kidding, Tao.
He
But
wasn't
the other two,
I don't believe you.
huh?
You weren't kidding. I know.
Well, they have to cover every. They already told us they're going to cover every single army.
Yeah. So obviously
Except
the
for
last
Harlequins, they didn't get touched.
who.
Not yet.
No, they were
Gene Stealer
semi-mentioned in the first book, but no.
They the way they buffed aberrants makes me not buffed. The way they nerfed aberrants on increasing their points makes me think they're gonna change them, because the models were good, but they were already overcosted. In my opinion, I think other Gene Stealer players will disagree with me, but personally, the way I would run my army, I would never run more than 10.
Yeah, they're expensive. I agree.
'Cause
They're
they're really
very expensive. They're really good though. Whatever they touch will die.
Well, it's like that's like the problem with most deep strike armies. They don't have the support to get into combat. They only have that 9-inch charge, and if it fails, they die. and if it doesn't fail, then they kill it. That's like most armies, right?
Yeah, usually the only armies that can get around that is usually the ones that have stratagems. For example, Blood Angels, you can throw in an extra die on that. Orcs get the Here We Go, and then there's a couple. Don't Harlequins get like some stupid shenanigans to where you get plus something to the charge?
Harlequins, I think they get a 3-6 charge, right?
Only in Kill Team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hold on, guys. You guys are. Whoa, no. It's because they can't use their rising crescendo, which lets them advance and charge in regular play.
Crescendos.
But what it does is it gives you a 3d6 charge in Kill Team.
I found that the most efficient way for Genestealer Cults to land off a charge with their aberrants to almost guarantee it, but it's also kind of scary for yourself, and it takes away from the other part of your army. You can use the 2 command point stratagem to put them 3 inches away from any enemy model, but then they can't charge.
But
so
it's
they
really
get to wait
good.
an entire turn.
Well,
to
it's
charge.
okay because the whole reason you do that is because you can get all your flamers in.
Well, sure, but it's like you choose either the
Right.
aberrants or you use the flamer 15
Yeah.
acolyte flamer meme, which is really good. And
It
it's
is really
super
good.
cheap. It's only 1 point for each hand flamer.
Yep.
That's crazy good. Especially if you're not going against like Space Marine. I mean, either even good on Space Marines. As long as you're not going against like anything past T6. Because
Right.
winning on 6s is horrendous for that move. I think on average, you get like, I don't know, like 36 hits, auto hits.
Per squad, yeah.
Yeah. And then winning on 5s, that's at least like 12 wounds.
I don't
That's
know.
a lot.
My problem personally with Genestealer Cults is that they have a lot of stuff that just contradicts with each other. Like the fact that they want to be in melee, yet the only stratagems to make them closer, you can't charge.
Exactly.
And it's just kind of crazy to see that Genestealers got point bump up. Like
In the army.
yeah.
No, I think that's really ridiculous.
I think that's going to make less people want to play them because most people just look at how they play and they're like, oh, God, no, that.
Well, I thought Genestealer Cults was like, oh, it'd be really cool if each squad of Neophyte hybrids,
Right.
their leader was a Genestealer, and the Genestealer had a Fort Bin Von, and it's basically a Genestealer but with 1 more attack and 1 more wound or something, right?
I think the problem with that would be then they have no downsides. The fact that they have the amazing deep strike capability plus the blips or whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, they have a really solid invuln and really solid
That's
guns
true.
and fighting.
That's
They would just be too much.
That's true. I think the only thing that's the main problem with them is, as of now, there's so much going on. It just takes a long time to get used to playing the army.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've played, I think, 8 games with them
For sure.
so far, and I'm still not used to half of my army. Like I'm used to only the Neophyte hybrids, the Aberrants, and the Kilomorph. Because the Kilomorph's so brain dead, you just put him there and you
Right.
shoot. Easy as pie. Point increase, he deserved the point increase. He was too good for 60 points. 100%. You just run 3 of those guys, you can gun down any character model with that model.
Right. I think what's interesting is no one's really talking about the Tyranids. I know that the Blood of Baal book was supposed to be about them and Blood Angels, but
It is.
But everyone only talks about the Blood Angels, it seems like. The Tyranids not getting anything good from the new book?
Tanner said there was some good stuff. I was
Yeah.
talking to him the other day.
Yeah, they got some okay things, but I mean, it wasn't like. I mean, Space Marines right now are just really what's hot.
Yep.
For sure. Where do you think GW is going next?
Probably. Well, actually, I don't even know.
I think
I'm trying to pull up the titles of the next couple of books so that we can get some ideas.
It's just, I feel like they want to buff Chaos Space Marines more, and they keep doing it. But it just feels like they have a deal going on at GWH quarters or something. Like, if we buff the Chaos Space Marines, we just have to make their Space Marine counterparts better.
Chaos is in a good spot
Yeah,
though.
Chaos
But-
is not hurting at all.
But,
No.
but have you
good.
noticed that every time that Chaos gets something new, they're like, oh, but Space Marines get this, which is better.
That's not true.
I
Or
just feel like it's
Discordant
true.
is a disgusting model.
Yeah.
It is.
It is
Yep.
really good, and Space Marines
For
have
good reason.
nothing to match that. Obliterators are amazing.
Yep.
What do I have to match that? Centurions that cost so many points is ridiculous.
Well, what's going to happen probably is instead of doing it the right way, like they should have in the beginning made Discordant a named character, and then he can be used in any list, but you only use one of him, but then he couldn't be shot off the board as easily. Maybe he had a 4-bin bomb instead of a 5-bin bomb.
Well, he
Or
is.
maybe he had like a little bit more movement to guarantee, or he can advance and charge, just so that even though you can only have one of them, he's just more useful, or make him the way he was supposed to be used, which was buffing. He was supposed to be buffing demon engines.
There's no way he was just for buffing though. The
was
stat line
supposed
they
to be-
gave him.
Yeah, that's his original purpose. You like run him with Mauler Fiends.
2 Mauler Fiends,
Yeah.
2 Venom Crawlers down the board, and then they...
Efficiently kill things.
Whoa, language. All right. Anyhow, moving right along. Shenanigans.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they messed some stuff up real good. Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix, do your thing.
All right.
So the next, so I found a couple of next books. The next book is called Ritual of the Damned. The one after that is The Greater Good, which is obviously the Necron book. And the last one is Saga of the Beast. What most people are speculating is that Saga of the Beast, this is what I've read in a couple of
Orcs.
sites and everything, it's going to be orcs and probably space wolves.
together. Because
Well, what would Ritual of the Damned have to do with space wolves? And what would The Greater Good have
Legion
to
of
do?
Damn sounds like, what's it called?
The greater good would be Tau. But
Greater
what
Good's
would the
Really,
other
what
side
gave
be?
that one away?
But what would the other side be if they were?
Do you think...
the what are they called? The Legion of the Damned.
Yeah,
Well, the Legion of the Damned was retired into Legends because like nobody was really doing anything, and I don't think like even GW knows what to do with Legion of the
Those
Damned.
walls are ugly.
So then maybe that's
Oh, I
Necrons.
hate them.
But then that's Necrons. Because there's no other army that you could think that...
Yeah, Legion sounds. Oh, it's probably Necrons and
Yeah, that's
maybe
the only
or
other-
Legion. You could think of Thousand Suns would be a Legion.
Wait, did they say for the greater good?
No, it just says The Greater Good. So the first one is Ritual of the Damned, which actually could actually have some stuff we'd like to do with Thousand Suns and Death
Admit.
Guard. Who?
Admit.
I can't
Never
see
heard
it.
of them.
I can't see
But
it.
Ritual of the Damned. I'm actually
That's just
I'm actually the
eyeballing.
most curious about Ritual of the Damned because who knows what that has to do. I'm thinking. I'm
wait.
gonna go on a stretch, and I think it has something to do with demons.
Are we?
I can see that.
Are those the last 3 books, or are there more books coming after that?
This is all that we know. These are all the 3 books that we know, unless somebody knows something that I don't.
I don't remember how many books were there supposed to be and how many. We've only got 3
I don't-
books.
I don't
I
think
thought
so.
there was supposed to be
far.
like 8.
3.
Well, yeah,
We got Faith and Fury, Blood of Baal. Was there another one before that?
yeah, the Phoenix Rising.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
it's
first one.
the Elder stuff, then the Chaos stuff, and then what else am I
Blood
missing?
Tyranid and
Angels.
Blood Angels.
Tyranid and Blood Angels
So we're
stuff.
missing Space Wolves, Dark Angels, Tau,
Well,
Orcs.
So the
and
Faith and Fury, how many of the? It was pretty much just Chaos
the
Space Marines.
majority
Yeah.
of the Chaos.
It just
Yeah.
covered just Chaos Space
the
Marines.
main factions.
Yeah.
It covered vanilla Chaos. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously there's still Death Guard.
Even though Vanilla Chaos was the worst of all the Chaos anyway. But,
That's why they got
I
the
don't
book
know.
That's
first.
why
Right
they got
now,
the book.
That's
right
why
now
they
they're
got the
pretty
book.
good. I can't run Obliterators or Disco Lords in Death Guard. I mean, I can, but they don't benefit really from anything.
Well, you don't have any reason to. You already have so many unique and special toys. I feel like
Death Guard doesn't do
Obliterators
that.
would
But
just,
I want a Disco Lord in Death Guard colors.
you can. You can just take them as
Yeah,
a separate.
but then he doesn't get disgustingly resilient.
Neither does your Chaos
Never-
Lord.
I know, it's the silliest
That'd be
thing ever.
really dumb.
Oh my God.
I would not be
Yeah,
happy.
I would definitely boycott that.
Seriously.
Oh, you're
Me
playing
too.
with that? Nope, we're not playing.
Yeah.
You automatically disqualified yourself from this game, sir.
and they
Good
say
day.
max damage, 2 damage, Leviathan Dreadnoughts is the worst thing ever. I disagree that Discord can get a disgusting resilient.
True story.
I will not play the game.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't be
Anti-
good.
Leviathan Dreadnoughts aren't even that great. They're 300 points.
You said Lord Discordia, isn't that?
Leviathan Dreadnoughts.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
said the Lord Discordia. I was about to come across this table at you.
Even though you're right next to me?
Yeah,
Interesting choice.
this table right here. I got you.
He's gonna dislocate his shoulder and
Oh,
smack you.
God.
So, Maddie, why do
Very
you
solid.
disagree with me on Ritual of the Damned and it being about demons?
Because why?
Demons need
Nobody
some-
likes demons. Demons suck.
What?
If you're listening to this,
What?
you heard me. I said it. Demons
Demons-
are not fun.
The Inquisition would like to recruit you,
Yes.
first of all. Second of all,
I
demons
have-
are really strong.
I happen to be an Inquisitor. You guys can call me Inquisitor Matthew.
Inquisitor Matthew. Brother Matthew.
Brother
Maticus.
Matthew.
I am Brother Maticus.
Every single demon, what was it, faction needs a buff. They just can't be
No,
souped.
they
I
cannot
think
buff
it's
one.
Hold on,
Slanesh.
hold on,
I got
they
it.
can't be souped.
Rabuto Maticus.
Pluto Maticus.
Oh my
he
God.
he literally stopped all conversations we were having just to make this dumb joke. Anyways,
He's kneeling.
let me
I am
He is kneeling.
Robuto.
I'm about to knight
Kill
this
him
man.
Good lord.
And I dub thee Robuto Maticus.
Yes! I am him!
Anyways, back to what we're presently talking about.
I'm
Demons-
changing my Facebook name right now.
He's not doing it.
He's doing it.
I'm calling him on his bluff.
doing
Everyone, please go to his profile and please report him for having a fake name.
Spam.
Hey! Wow, okay.
Okay, back to real matters. You know what? I just think demons are in a really strong spot. Like, why do you think
I would say three flavors of demons are in a good spot. When was the last time you saw Slanesh demons?
all the time.
I've never seen
I've
People
never
take-
seen
The Lord of
Slanesh demons.
Secrets, people take that all the time. It's a good model.
AOS. I've never
No,
seen it in 40k.
So in 40K,
I've never seen them.
40K demons is actually really strong.
I've never seen.
Tau players hate Chaos demons, and so do most other shooting.
Oh
armies.
yeah, any army that has like a lot of AP stuff like will hate demons just because demons don't care about AP.
Well, it's just the fact that they have so many weird rules that interact very weirdly with shooting armies, like plague bears. They can have a minus, or is it not plague bears? They're right.
Yeah, you're right.
I-
just
Plague
shaking my
bears,
head
yeah,
'cause
plague
I-
bears are automatically -1 to hit if there's, I think it's 20.
And then there's another
you
minus
can
one
put
with miasma.
yeah, you could put a caster right behind him and make him -2 to hit.
And it
that-
doesn't
which is a
matter how
normal
many.
tear.
Yeah, and
funny.
you know a blow of like what 20 or 30. They have 20 miles max.
No, I think it's like a 20 max. I'll check it. But my thing though is that Chaos Demons are only good in soup. Single demon lists are
Yeah.
not very good.
Because they can't. Because then, imagine if they made them stronger, though. If they made them stronger,
they
then
just change
Demon
them.
Soup would be so much better.
Well, the thing is, you just make it to where they can't soup.
Or just do what you did with Space Marines. Give them a reason not to soup. Give them a reason to just be single. Oh, that's the Inquisition coming in. Give them a single.
Brother
trait.
Magicus.
Give them a single reason.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't. I think the problem is demons are like one of the best armies out there.
Soup.
And to change the
Maddie's super disagreeing with you right now.
why?
Because
Demons are not in a good position right now.
I
Soup.
I can chew through them easily.
yeah, sure. Okay, look, they have a really strong board presence, but they're not
that's
scoring
it.
points in
They are
tournaments.
super scoring points.
How?
Okay.
How do you ever kill more
That
demons?
ITC, I was watching that guy the entire game. It was very disgusting. I was sitting there like, I didn't think demons were good, and I saw that and I was like, that's kind of nasty.
Demons are really good. They were so good they had to give them points increase in chapters approved.
But the thing is,
Like,
They
got-
gave
they're
one
only-
demon a
But the
point
thing is, it
increase.
seems like they would only have to be good souped like that because
Yeah.
individually, Zeech demons garbage because they can't do their great things because they
Well,
get-
the only
they
reason
got
why you
messed
play
up.
these demons is because you get zingers.
Well, no, that's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. Like they did that on purpose.
Yeah, of
Same
course
thing
you
with
don't play a
Korn.
single faction. Your demons are demons. You gotta have your Nurgle, you gotta have a little bit of Corn here,
Yeah,
a
but-
little bit of Zinch, you
But that's,
gotta
not,
have a little
but that's not
Slanesh.
flavor though.
Oh, it
flavor
is.
flavor
the
is-
demons, they're just come pouring out at you.
Yeah, but it's like situational. Either they should make it to where if they soup, then the soup has to make sense. Like Corn can go with Slanesh.
But you have to understand, demons as a faction, it makes sense to be fighting multiple demons. You don't
Yeah, that's fair.
demons when a tear in the warp happens. Not just one
No,
flavor of
it's
demons
fair.
come out, right? That's why
Yes.
demon
No,
soup
no,
makes sense.
that's
It
true.
does.
No, it
because
does not.
It depends on where the tear is at.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, though. Demons are always trying to get into
It
RL.
also depends on who is actually making the tear.
Mhm. Exactly.
Like, dude, I read way too much lore.
So we're not a lore cast here.
We're not a
remember?
lore cast. We're not a lore cast. But if you're talking about making sense, demon soup does
They
not
don't
make
come out
sense.
they don't come out, the only portal they all come out the same is the biggest portal, the Eye of Terror, and the other biggest portal where the Emperor where he's
Now, what's
The
that?
idea-
What's that?
I don't know
What's
what's
that? What's that? Grey Knight's character that's stuck in the warp.
main guy.
Yeah,
Caldor
Caldor
Drago.
Yeah.
Crazy Caldor
Whenever
Drago.
Caldor Drago goes through the warp, all the demons are running away from him.
No, they don't mess with that guy. No.
What a god to just have
Oh,
a
I
home
love Caldor Drago. I love his
inside
story.
the warp. That's
He's
crazy.
big chilling, man.
It's kind of like in the Emperor Texas Speech Device in that series. Like basically, him and Lehman Russ are just going around killing demons nonstop, and it's absolutely hilarious.
It's the best.
No,
Lehman
but
Russ is dead, so
Yeah, super dead.
no, he's shut up.
He's dead.
Hey man, Ferris Mans is dead. Self roast. Anyway,
don't lose your head.
anyways, what I'm trying to get at is Demon Soup is super strong.
Maticus.
Yeah.
Rabuto.
I will
Rabuto
bring-
Maticus.
I will bring a demon list to our next game, Felipe, and I'll let you be the deciding factor. I'll let you see it up firsthand.
I'm super terrified of that 5 and 6 up in bomb. Super terrified.
I'm sure.
What?
I'm sure that of all the demons, I'm pretty sure Korn has it the worst
Yo,
in general. As of like
Korn and
together.
Slanesh are right there.
Yeah.
You say that, but like, I think Slanesh is probably on the worst end of it.
Yeah.
No one takes Demonites.
Yeah.
Every list takes Bloodletter Bombs.
I
They're
think
just a
I
thing.
think blood letter bombs are good, but I think
Yeah.
that's it. I think everything else in that army is really bad.
I don't. I
Because
don't
like
say everything.
all of his all the larger greater demons are way too expensive. They're not worth. What's his name? Not the Bloodthirster.
Scarbrand.
Scarbrand. He's not worth
Scarbrand.
285 points. That's way too many points.
It's a shame too, because he's cool looking.
Yeah, he's really cool.
Lord
It's
Change
way
is
too many
worth it.
points.
I
Lord Change, not worth 285
but
points.
it looks cool.
Looks really cool. It's,
Oh
my,
yeah.
it's my second favorite
I
mod.
love him.
What's your first favorite? mod?
Tantalus. 100%.
Ugh.
like
Tennis.
on script.
Ugh. Ugh. I just had a bad taste in my mouth.
Rabuto.
Yes.
Maticus.
Maticus just had a heart attack. Wait, if you're Rabuto Maticus, I want to be. I want a name too.
Redact
No.
that.
Redact that.
Not getting a name.
We're not. I want to be like.
I earned my name.
Nick
Thank you.
Moore.
So
I want to be
so
like Dominus
Yikes.
Nick Boy.
you don't get anything.
The Inquisitor Podcast. I want to change our name to the Inquisitor Podcast. Oh man. Anyways, what were you saying, Felipe?
I was gonna say, what do you guys think would be some of the changes that they would make for the greater good in the Tau? Because the Tau are in a relatively good place, and I don't think they need that many changes.
They'll just remove the Riptide.
What? What's wrong with the Riptide? What do you got
They'll
against the
just remove
Riptide?
it. Nothing.
What? There's nothing wrong with the
Yeah,
Riptide.
sorry.
Riptide's cool.
I'm
Riptide's
just-
fun.
No, it's okay. We just remove it from the Codex.
Maddie, do you have any problems with the Riptide? Riptide's cool, right?
I like Riptides.
Yeah, Riptides are cool.
Well,
You're
Matt-
just mad.
I'm more of
What
a
am I mad about? I've
I'm
never
more of a
lost to Tau
Tantalus
before.
kind of guy.
I'll play you with Tau.
Yeah.
Sure, we can play.
All right, let's go right now.
play
We're at the
Dark
table
Elder
upstairs.
All right, guys, we're gonna take a brief 3-hour intermission.
Hey Nick, for Christmas, can you buy me the new Drakari Battle Force? Thank you.
Why
How
are
about
you asking
Tantalus?
me?
Or Tantalus. One works, one or the other. Phil's been teasing me for the Tantalus for the past 3 years. He's like, I'm gonna buy you a Tantalus for Christmas. And I'm like, so I'm all ready for the Tantalus, and it's not a Tantalus. He
Aw.
just goofs me every time.
He just goofs you every time.
I
But
just-
Tantalus is such an ugly model.
I got my first Impulsor. I haven't got it built yet, but I'm super excited for it.
My problem with the Tantalus is
I want the
it looks like GW took one of the other ships, the Ravagers. Are they called Ravagers? The other dark.
Ravagers,
Yeah, they look like they took a Ravager. It's like, you know what would be cool
Put 'em together.
if we made a podium version of it, and then GW headquarters, GW proper was like, oh man, you guys wasted a lot of money making this. Just make it a new model. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of it.
As I shake my head in that direction, Alex Brock has left the chat.
Alex Brock has left the chat.
Ooh.
It's just, I don't know. I don't like the flavor of Dark Eldar personally.
What? No, I love it. I love the boats with the big sailing ships. They're amazing looking. I don't really care for the way the bikes play, but I like the way they look. They look like proper.
Do they not look like just regular Eldar bikes?
No, they're
No,
more
they're
like
really
jagged, rigid.
They're
They
really
look more like something that you would see in Star Wars, like on a Tatooine like planet. It's really cool looking.
Tatooine Light Planet.
Yeah, they look really cool. I just don't like the models.
I hate the look of most Drakari stuff.
I like the Kabbalite warriors. I love Rax.
Kabbalite-
I hate witches. I would not play witches. I don't like them. Even though they're their best models, I don't like them. I like grotesques, but they need new models because they're
I don't like the grotesque.
god awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are we whispering, you guys?
I don't know. It's just sometimes I feel like we get really loud.
Wait, a grotesque still just whatchamacallit, crap cat or crap fine cast?
Yes. They only come in fine cast.
That sucks.
Like half the orc line also comes in fine cast.
Yeah, and they look
Yeah.
bad. Yeah, they are.
All the
Tank-
characters, fine
Yeah,
cast.
no one buys commandos. Some people buy commandos. No one buys the tank busters
Tank busters.
because they look god awful.
They are. They're bad.
Death Copters, no one buys those Death Copters. You have to go and get the space orc ones. I don't know what
Right.
they're called, but they're way cool looking.
You have to get the one from Assault on Blackreach because those are
Yeah.
plastic.
Yeah,
And they look really nice.
You know what's the problem? They're not Space Marines. That's why. That's why GW doesn't
I can make
care.
my orc space marines if you wanted to.
That's true.
I can put Primaris and I put an orc head and we good.
You could probably count the number of fine cast models that aren't characters for Space Marines on one hand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't
absolutely.
exist.
Man, what's worse is the Eldar line.
Oh my god.
Everything's fine cast.
Yeah.
If it's a
Even the rank, the basic troop choices.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's been a nightmare. Like my girlfriend started Craft Worlds, and just going through some of those models is such a nightmare. Like some of them were, I think we talked about this a while back, where some of them are like half fine cast and half plastic, and trying to stick those two things together, it's the worst thing ever.
He's flexing on us because he has a girlfriend that plays it and no one else does. That we.
Whatever. She plays the two most annoying armies that I can think of: Craft Worlds and Death Guard.
you play the most annoying army I know of. Space Wolves.
They're fluffy and they're not really
Play
threatening
my-
at the
you
moment.
can't- You play my ultimate counter, Death Watch.
yeah,
I'll never win.
yeah.
It's impossible.
I don't know. I'm really hoping for a Necron book. Necrons would be great.
I
And-
love.
Okay.
I like Necrons. It's just some of their stuff I think it looks ugly, and it's mostly an aesthetic thing. I don't like the look of the arcs. I think the arcs are ugly.
The arcs.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know
the
what?
Doomsday arc and the
Oh.
Ghost arc.
I think that you're ugly, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I do
This
love.
week on
I
Tabletop
do-
Shenanigans, we get real personal.
That's fine. We can sling insults around. It's okay.
I think every single HQ choice in the Necrons should get psychic powers, but specific to that HQ.
Well, they don't have
but
psychic-
they can't be denied.
They
don't-
can't.
well,
they
they can't
kind
be
of do. They
No,
kinda
but I'm saying
do.
it's like psychic powers. But
They
they're
have
not-
powers
they're-
that they
like I'm
contain.
putting quotation marks on psychic powers. They don't have psychic powers, but they have like crypt powers or something. I don't know.
No, they don't have crypt powers. They're literally called like they are literally Catan powers.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what they should have, and it can't be denied.
Emotech has this awesome ability. Just once per game, you pick a model within 24 inches and go, boom, D6 mortal wounds, and then you roll.
Yep.
You roll for each other model within like 6 inches of that model, and on a 6, they take D3 mortal wounds.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Yummy.
yeah.
That's
So if
crazy.
you go turn 1 and happen to just take 1 step forward to get within 24 inches and go, let there be fire.
And every single HQ should have that. In
Yeah,
my opinion,
I
for
agree.
Necrons.
What? That's insane. That's a once
Well,
per
not
game
like
ability.
not like that ability, but like a similar ability, but of different stats.
Most of them do have actually really good abilities. Most of the named characters do have really good abilities. And even the non-named characters, they'll have like My Will Be Done.
My
Which
Will
is
Be Done is
super
super
good.
useful.
My Will Be Done
Well,
is
what's that?
super.
I
That's
don't-
just
I'm not-
it's just plus
Throw
one
that
to
on
hit.
Immortals,
Well,
and
it's-
then just
it's-
watch something disappear.
It's
Yeah.
+1 to hit or +1 to wound,
No,
right?
it's just plus one to hit.
I thought you get like
Nope.
7 on the move or something,
No,
right?
no.
Or
Or
yeah,
it's
you get bonuses to your movement and advancing and stuff, but mainly it's just plus one to hit. So you throw that on
add
Tesla.
1 to advance, charge, and hit rolls until the beginning of your next turn.
Yeah. So you just go ahead and throw that on your Immortals with Tesla,
Oh
and all of
my
a sudden your
God.
Tesla's proccing on 5s and 6s.
Yeah,
really
that's
strong,
nasty.
Yeah.
I'll
That
take your
is
word for it.
nasty.
I haven't played against
Necrons,
Necrons
Necrons are really good.
Oh,
The-
we'll change that.
The only problem I personally
want
have
to.
with Necrons
It's upstairs.
is the Praetorians and the Triarch Stalkers don't have the keywords for Necrons. And that just really bothers me. Because if you look on their data sheet, the only thing that can give them Thy Will Be Done, because Thy Will Be Done reads that it has to be a friendly Necron in the same detachment, with the same keywords.
Yeah, it has to be Soutech or
Yeah.
Mephisto.
Yeah. But the Tombstalker, no, sorry, what's it called? The
Triarch.
Triarch Stalker and the Praetorians don't have a Forge or don't have a Tomb World.
Yeah, the Triarch Stalker isn't that great though. I would opt to not use it personally.
It
It's
looks
so
cool, though.
cool.
Yeah, it
I
looks
love
so cool.
it.
I
It's
have
the
one. I
coolest
painted
thing.
it for my friend. He still hasn't gotten it yet.
It is the coolest looking model on the line, I
It's
think.
not my favorite.
It's a spider robot zombie.
that's
true.
cool.
Are you talking about the Canoptic Spiders?
No, he's talking about the
The Triax Stalker.
Yeah.
It does look like a kind of like a big bug. It's only got 6 legs, but
Yeah, I know, but did you realize they have a model that literally is a
Oh,
spider?
are you
right?
talking about the
tomb?
centipede? Hang on, that's
No.
a
No, there's a
thing.
spider.
no, it's called the Canoptech
I
spider.
just- I said it
Canoptech
like
or
4 times.
Canoptech Tomb Sentinel. It's literally a giant freaking sentinel bug. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's a spider. Yeah,
They're
it's pretty
great.
cool.
They're great melee, great at shooting, and they're just. I love those models.
Yeah.
I feel like Necrons can go very melee heavy and do it pretty well.
No,
You
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
Why not?
no. Flayed ones is a good concept, but it's not great in practice.
But you take Praetorians and you take those and Lich Guard, and then you can take the Wraiths with 3-up Invuln.
Wraiths just got really good, yeah.
Like I
But
have.
Wraiths don't get. I don't think they get the bonuses because they're not. They're not a sept.
They are.
No,
The only 2 things that aren't sept are the.
I think you're wrong. I think because anything that's Canoptech isn't actually a part
you
of the
sure?
dynasty. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I think he's right.
So I think the Wraiths are
Can I see the
Canoptech.
keywords? Felipe?
So
Canoptech has the faction keywords Necrons, Canoptech, and then it does have Dynasty.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't have the reanimation protocols.
we don't
No,
care
it
about
doesn't
that,
have
though. There's
the
3-up Invuln.
reanimation
There's a 3-up
protocols.
Invuln.
Yeah, but reanimation protocols are what makes Necrons playable.
Yep.
I was playing against the Necrons on the tournament on Saturday, and I took him a whole squad of destroyers down to 1 destroyer with 1 wound left, and he brought 4 of them back on rolls. Which is
That's pretty
insane.
good.
That's it's 50 points per model, so he got 200 points of models back just by rolling 4 4s.
It's better than Disgusting and Resilient because Disgusting and Resilient, I mean, once you fail it, you fail it. But with reanimation
Every
protocols, you
Yeah,
every
so
turn.
and then after that I was wounded. So the next turn I only killed 3 of them, and he brought 2 back. Next turn I was only able to kill 1, brought it back. It's insane.
Yeah.
It was like he was. It was like he
What's
was
that, Alex?
playing with extra like.
I love
700 points.
I love
Yeah.
also the flying baguettes. I think they're so cool looking.
The the Canoptic the small ones, the ones on the base that comes with the warriors, those are really good too.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that
Scarabs?
fly- yeah,
Yeah.
scarabs are so
They're-
strong.
They are cool.
They are really good. What's up,
Um,
Alex?
I was wondering, because in lore, there's like 2 ways they kind of describe how Necron's reanimation protocol works. And I was thinking that if they did it the other way, it'd actually be really cool on changing the meta of Necrons. So one of the ways is they get shot and they don't go down, but then if they get shot and do go down, sometimes they just get back up, right? And that seems like, reanimation protocols. The other way, which is not the newest book I've read, but one of the books I've read, it was Ynnari and Necrons. And if I remember the book right, it was whenever the Necrons went down, a beam of light from like from the monolith or the Tesseract Vault or something would shoot out green lightning on that spot and then send that warrior back into the pit, and they would just come right back out of the monolith.
So the problem with that is that I know what you're talking about. That is a little bit different from reanimation protocols. They only do that whenever the Necron loses connection from the Tomb World it's from. Because in the new Mechanicum game, it tells you talks about this. Because it's whenever the body is being threatened, but the soul's already left the body. Like, it cannot be reanimated. So when it loses connection, they only have a finite amount of bodies, right? There's only a finite amount of warriors, immortals, so on and so forth, right? Like, they can't create new bodies. So all the bodies have phase protocols. So whenever the body is threatened, it phases back to the Tomb World. Because it can't do it itself, because I don't remember why. But I remember in Mechanicum, because if you touch those bodies, it hurts you. And they phase out of existence. So that's how that works.
So you're saying they have infinite souls,
They have these same souls.
finite souls, infinite
Finite
bodies.
finite souls and finite bodies.
So-
But they are like recyclable, right? Like they can keep just reusing the same
yeah,
one.
you
Yeah.
go to destroy the body, and instead of you being able to destroy the body,
The body
Tomb
has its own-
The Tomb World pulls it back to the Tomb World so that it can then fight on.
Well,
Normally, what they normally do is they just, whenever they recapture areas with Necron still there, they can just implant the same warrior into the same body. But sometimes they can't, and so when they can't, they spend more resources just phasing it back to the ship or the Tomb World they're from.
Do you think it'd be really cool and a great way for Necrons if instead of them, they could either use that or a reanimation protocol, and they could choose with each unit, and it's saying that with that it always goes off on a 2+, but they have to spawn in your deployment zone at the board edge.
I don't know if I would like that more because then the problem is you're creating new squads.
So it's like it changes the meta. It doesn't change the squad. It's like your whole squad has to die, but then it's 2+ for every model in that squad.
But then that makes it too strong.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
right.
do you think that would change the meta on how Necrons would be played?
Yes,
because
you would just.
Why would I not play Necrons if even after I lose my squad, if I've been reanimating them?
Well, no, so you couldn't do both.
You finally. Oh, okay.
I'm saying you would have to choose not to do reanimation
No, I'd rather
protocols
have
for the
reanimation
4+.
protocols.
And then the thing is, when that unit dies on a 2+, they come back, but have to be on deployment zone at the board edge.
Well, but then at that point, all you would have to do is just get warriors down to the lowest strength possible, like 3 or 4 warriors left, and just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason.
It's the same thing with dealing with the Green Tide.
Yeah, but the Green Tide costs CP, and there's no point in doing that because orc boys are cheaper point by point, and weaker point by point compared to Necron warriors, right?
I mean,
so bringing back 30 orc boys means nothing. I mean, obviously it can change the game.
It can change the game, but I agree. It doesn't really do that much. People think it's broken. It's not that broken.
It's
just
really
CP,
good.
It's
you can
CP
clutch.
waste, to be honest.
Well, you can clutch it, right? You
of
you
course.
can put it next to the weird boy. Then weird boy 30 more boys across the field. That's clutch.
It is clutch.
But other than that,
other than that,
imagine Necrons doing that for free though. That is insane.
So, question on do you guys ever seen the Monolith or the Obelisk or any of those really huge?
They're too much points.
Yeah, that was kind of my question, but
it's really cool.
Is really bad.
They're really cool. It's the concept of being able to beam Necrons from the Tomb World onto any part of the battlefield is really cool.
So that was the other point I was trying to get at. What if you could do that, but then on the Monolith instead?
Then that would be broken.
The Monolith.
You think that'd be broken?
It would be broken.
You have a 20 wound toughness 8
But
model
then that means
floating around the
first.
table and people would just
with quantum shielding.
With quantum
Yes!
shielding.
You think it'd be that broken? Or you think it'd just be really good?
It'd be really broken.
Last cannons suck against
Monolith.
Monoliths.
I'm just wondering. I don't know Necrons, so I was just curious if I think it'd be really cool to just change the way Necrons would be played.
I think Necrons are good in the meta of Chaos Knights running around with in your game you have 6 thermal cannons. That you do 2d6 damage. You roll the 6. Now I just have to not roll a 6 and I don't take any damage.
Yeah, thermal. Honestly, Necron, Living Metal, and Reanimator Protocols and Quantum Shielding is ridiculous. They're so tanky. 20 warriors really have 40 wounds almost. It feels like because.
Well, yeah, the point behind you have your 20 warriors, and you have to keep them next to the HQ with the warlord trait that gives them where they don't have to take morale tests, auto-passing morale, and you literally have to kill all 20 of them in one turn, or you're rolling 19 dice to bring back 19.
Maddie, do you remember our game Death Guard versus Necron?
Right, because you can make Reanimation Protocol 4+, right? Mm-hmm. And you can do it twice. If with a Ghost Arc there.
3 times.
3 times.
If you bring 30 points for a Resurrection Orb. You can try 3 times.
And that's a lot of models being brought back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's 210 points or 20 points for a squad of 20 Necrons. And you're just rolling dice on a 50-50 chance that they're going to get back up is insane all the time. And they're no chumps. They're Space Marines.
Basically.
With a 4
Even
up
warriors
armor save.
have what? T4, right?
They're strength 4, toughness 4 with a 4 up armor
Ridiculous.
save. Now,
3 to shoot or 4 to shoot?
What?
Is it 4 to shoot?
3 up.
But 2 up plus what My Will Be Done, right?
2 up with My Will Be Done,
crazy.
and their weapons are innately AP -1,
yeah.
rapid fire 24.
Yep.
Right.
So they're
That's
Space
crazy.
Marines with AP -1 and 1 less armor
The only difference between them and Space Marines is they have 1 inch less of movement, they have a 5-inch movement, and they have 1 more armor up save.
Yeah.
So they have a 4 up save and a 5-inch
Which
movement.
is nothing.
Which-
one more
It's-
armor doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, the
No.
4 plus save from a 3 plus, but then to be able to get your unit back or that model back when it dies on a 50% chance with a crypt tech nearby, that's where the
Isn't there
insane-
something that you can do to where you can actually advance rapid fire weapons and still shoot them with them?
There's a dynasty that allows you to do that, yeah.
You can make Necrons pretty mobile
But
that
it
way.
makes them, I think it makes them assault
Mhm.
Yeah,
weapons. So
assault
it's
one.
assault 1.
That's enough, Yeah.
it's not horrible, but
Assault 1, Strength 4, -1.
But for Mephrit
Yeah.
Dynasty, it gives you an additional AP when you're in half range.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
you get to
yeah.
12 inches for rapid fire, and you're AP -2 with all your guns.
My favorite dynasty is the one that has aggressively territorial. You didn't move this turn, reroll those ones to shoot.
Yeah.
So trash.
Yep.
It's just crazy. I think Necrons are one of those armies I feel like that have just been getting like so many small quality of life updates that they're pretty good. They're not top tables yet, but they're well on their way to getting top
I think a
tables.
good player.
I played
think a
for
really
first.
good player.
I played for first place in the tournament against Necrons, so I think that
That's true.
they're a top table team.
Now,
I think they're
honestly-
just not as popular. That's the thing.
But I know, but they look so cool. Like,
Oh, I agree. Besides the arcs, I like the majority of the stuff in there.
I mean, just the idea of being on a battlefield against an opponent that literally doesn't make any noise except for gauze flares and
Yeah.
Teslas. They literally don't talk when they're in con. They just walk across the field deadly silent.
you're fighting against T1000s.
Yes.
but worse, because T-1000 don't stand up when they get shot a million times.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'll be
sometimes.
back.
Yeah, he literally gets melted and comes back. I mean, come on.
I think it's I really do. I love Necrons. I think Necrons is a cool concept, but they've been
Oh,
here
it's
since
cool.
first edition.
Oh
They've been
yeah,
here
the
since Rogue
Terminator.
Trader.
I got that now. Okay. I'll watch that stuff.
I actually remember they weren't really an army because they didn't have a codex or rules. They got like some models, but back in 3rd edition, I remember having a 3rd edition codex, and in the back page it had like other species, and it had a bunch of different pictures of like almost
Oh, I've seen that
concept-y-
picture, yeah.
concept-y, and one of them was a Necron warrior is standing there.
Their
skeleton.
first models are so goofy looking too.
Yeah, but that was
Man, their models nowadays, some of those warrior boxes are bad.
yeah.
But it's
String boys.
it's a good army though.
Oh, they're fun. I love them. I have a whole Necron army, and I love playing them. I love Annihilation barges. They look so cool. Just like floaty disc with big cannons on them.
I just love the flying baguettes. They're so cool.
Night
looking.
sides are awesome.
Night sides are pretty cool. I
Yeah.
actually got two. And I have 21 wraiths that I don't know what I'm going to use because you only have, what, 18? 6 in a squad.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll take the rest of them.
You can have them.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And he said it right here. Y'all heard it as my witness. I got them for free.
And then you remind me of the Jakar Battle Force box.
Yeah, of
And
course,
he
right?
said
He said that too, so now he has to.
Yeah.
He's gonna feel bad.
We're gonna hold all of you guys accountable for the free stuff that we're getting from Nick.
So wait, you basically got rid of your craft world so that you could go into
I
disgusting
had to-
Jakari.
I had to pick one, and
Okay.
I was like, it's either Yadari or Jakari, because I don't like craft worlds that much. Because the only things in craft worlds that I really like are Howling Banshees, which I just now gave them a new thing, and
Craft
Striking
Worlds is
Scorpions.
in a pretty good spot.
And Striking Scorpions are god awful. They're
Yeah.
just so bad.
They're pretty bad.
No, I know it's
Even though
Striking
really
Scorpions
cool. I read a book on Striking Scorpions. It was one of the. It's actually my second favorite book that I've read.
What's your first favorite book?
That's.
Oh, wow, that was not a rap.
It was like I can't decide if it's between one of the omnibus books of Night Lords or if it's the Alpha Legion book.
You know what
It's
my
like one of
favorite
the
book
other.
is?
So then that would make the Striking Scorpion
No,
your
it's
third favorite.
No, because like it's so close that like I just count it as the same.
So, Felipe, what do you want to see changed about Space Wolves?
God.
We'll give you some time in the spotlight today.
Jeez. A lot
And
of stuff.
redacted.
All right.
that was kidding. Go ahead.
Anyways,
yeah.
Tabletop Shenanigans. It was nice talking to you. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, that is mean.
What
I'm gonna
tattoo
cry.
should I get?
I'm gonna go cry in Space Wolf. No, we just need better ways to get
Crying.
basically.
Put them down, boys.
We don't have enough stratagems, and that's basically about it. We don't have good stratagems.
Okay.
That's,
So you have the same amount as everybody else.
We don't have good stratagems.
It's not my fault they're not good.
I'm reading my stratagems. Where are they?
Yeah, tell us about your stratagems. What's wrong with them?
Everything.
Yeah, basically everything. It's just Space Marine stratagems, but not as good.
I'm not gonna
imagine
lie.
imagine the basic Space Marine, the original Space Marine book, but just not as good. That's basically it. Like Blood, it's imagine Blood Angels, but they have better ways to get across the board. I mean, they have Wings of Sanguinius and things like that. They have that Librarian Dreadnought, which is really good. And now
Have you
they got
tried-
even more stuff.
Have you tried putting jetpacks on your wolves?
Oh my god, Becky. Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
I just think that I've never really been like scared of space wolves.
No, you shouldn't be.
When people take them in tournaments, I don't even ask them about the rules. I just okay, cool. I'll just kill the wolves.
It's just that the +1 to hit is slightly useful, but not really all that useful.
What do you get +1 to hit for?
Huh?
What do you get +1 to hit for?
That's just the Space Wolf thing. You get +1 to hit, and then you get a 6-inch heroic intervention, and that's really about it. Oh, also, I probably have the worst warlord traits in the game.
Like what?
They're all like you have to do this specific thing to unlock your warlord trait. Like you have to kill a character with a character to unlock your warlord trait. And it's just like how often
but they're
this
really
happens.
good when they happen.
They're okay. They're okay. Like let me read you one.
I think it's the same problem with all the other armies. Like now, Blood Angels is now the first, in my opinion, it is the first melee army that has survivable capabilities. Because all the other melee armies are not very survivable. And I don't count like Death Guard, because Death Guard is not a melee army, it's just an army. It's an army that just works, you know? So, you know what I mean? So, melee armies, like Space Wolves, because they're melee. Blood Angels, melee. Orcs, melee. Black Templars, melee. What else? What else am I thinking? Tyranids, melee.
Necrons.
No.
What?
No,
yes,
no.
they're so good.
No, they're not melee.
They're not a melee army.
I'm gonna bring my Necrons, my melee Necron army.
Okay, bring no warriors, no immortals, just flayed ones, and let's see how that works out.
I promise you, I can destroy your list.
Maddie, you actually play Necrons. Is that even viable?
Yes, they
What,
have.
flayed ones?
Just flayed ones.
No.
He says he wants to do only.
All right, it's Space Wolves v Necrons. If I take only
Okay,
the
but
melee
you're only
units-
allowed to take flayed ones. Only flayed ones.
Okay, but you're only allowed to take stupid blood claws.
That's fine. I can do that.
You do realize that we roll all wound rolls, right?
That's okay.
What?
That's
and
okay.
hit rolls.
That's okay.
If you don't get reanimation protocols.
Yeah.
I still think I would. We
I
can do the math hammer right now.
But yeah, what are the other ones? Is it Tyranids, Orcs, Black Templars, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, any other melee army?
Admech.
Black Templars.
Yeah.
demons for the most part.
Demons.
Craft Worlds. Harlequins.
Harlequins.
Shikari have pretty good.
Basically everything
It's like,
but Tau.
I don't count them.
They have lots of really good.
They just have a lot of good at everything. So I don't count them as a melee army.
I don't know. What are some other melee armies?
Commenters, if you know any other melee armies that we've missed,
Oh my gosh.
comment on the on
You
this
could just
post.
make you can make a shorter list of non-melee armies. Tau, and mostly.
And then you go down from there.
And mostly Admech.
So-
and Space Marines and
No, Space Marines you could outfit any chapter to
Imperial
be
Guard.
melee.
So
Imperial Guard. Okay, there you go. Imperial Guard.
We can go down the list.
Unless you bring Maddie's crazy Power Fist list.
that was really
Yeah,
funny.
hey, remember when my crazy Power Fist list beat your Space Marine?
Oh my
Space Wolves?
God.
that was fun.
That was embarrassing.
I mean, I beat it with Daga Jets. That's just because you couldn't do anything against it.
well, orc planes are like the best thing orcs got, to be honest. Like they have like World War II ships, and then the Magmax.
We already went over
cars.
this. Admech aesthetic is weird and dumb.
We're not even talking about Admech. We're talking about orc aesthetics.
talking about-
Oh,
orcs.
okay.
No, but honestly, the absolute best unit orcs have is that stupid big mech with that shock jump attack gun, whatever it's called.
So wait,
That-
hold
is that
on.
the
Can we
shock
just
attack?
talk about this? The shock jump attack gun.
Yeah. What is it? Shock attack gun or something like that?
Yeah, the shock attack.
All right. Well, I added an extra word. Sue me. Don't
Shock
sue me. Don't sue me.
jump
GW.
The potential is super weird.
No, but it's
But it
but you
works.
can shoot it 3 times.
But
Apparently-
you would have to be Death Skulls though.
Yeah,
Apparently,
have
you
to
can
be
take
Death
down a
Skulls.
knight with it.
I would
right?
not do it in a normal list because then you're just okay. Let's be honest. The game's a luck game, so of course, like it's
Definitely
still,
bad moons. Bad moons, you reroll in 1s. You shoot 3 times with more DACA. So on 5s and 6s, you generate more shots.
Look,
It's a huge CP sync.
Will
But
you
each
walk me
time
through
it shoots,
Will you walk me through it?
All right.
I know I've heard
so
of it.
you roll.
I don't know what it is.
It's the relic from
Yes.
Vigilus Defiance.
Right. It makes it strength 9.
It doesn't mean you roll for the strength, but you roll 2d6 shots and 2d6 strength. If you get an 11 or a 12 for the strength, it then
All mortal
outputs
wounds.
mortal wound damage.
Yeah.
Everything else you're just rolling for the
And they're
strength.
D6s.
And it's all d6 damage, AP minus 5.
So if they hit, they're mortal wounds. So basically you have 2d6. So let's just say all 12 hit, and it's on a 12, which means it's mortal wounds and then 12 hit. So that's 12 d6 mortal wounds.
That's pretty crazy.
we're talking about killing Titanic units in one shot.
I had a game where
And
I
you can
played
shoot it 3 times.
Death Watch versus Orcs. The guy ended up losing, but he had actually one of those, and that single unit was able to take out a Xiphon, the flying Space Marine units, without any problems. Just like
It's just even if it. But then, like, what happens if you roll really bad?
No matter.
oh yeah, I mean it's all Orc.
Then you
Really.
try
It's
twice.
Orc.
You
How
don't
do you
feel
shoot it
bad.
3
It's
times?
not that expensive.
2 different stratagems. There's one that lets you shoot again normally in the book, and then one from the actual Vigilus detachment.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So it's really cool. The only problem with it for me though is I don't like using that model in my list because it doesn't fit the flavor of my list. But like in general, it should be run in 3s in every list.
Well, you can only use the relic
Once, but even having normal ones are still really
Yeah,
good.
So,
So,
what's the original shock tag?
just
on
D6
Same, it's 1d6
D6 shots.
instead of 2d6.
instead of 2d6.
But the thing
shots.
is, like, the difference between 1d6 and 2d6 is crazy.
Yeah.
Because the potential
Split between
of
6
mortal
and
wounds.
12, yeah.
Yeah. It's even if you're not shooting, like, big things with it, if you shoot anything,
Yeah, it's just you're
Minus
just
4.
removing stuff off the table.
yeah, minus
Right,
4
yeah.
is
I
still
guess,
good,
yeah.
regardless.
And you're still hitting on 5s, though, right? Only 5.
Yeah, but you then you have DACA.
Yeah, more
Right.
you get the more DACA. So
Right.
on 5s and 6s, you're getting
More,
DACA,
yeah.
DACA, DACA.
That makes sense, that makes
Bad
sense.
moons rerolling 1s.
And bad moves reroll ones, yeah. And it's really good. Yeah.
I have to try that sometime.
It's not
I've
bad. I think it's what makes orcs competitive though.
That alone
makes them
makes them competitive
But that's
for like
what
100
sucks.
and something points and some CP.
It's 100. No, I think it's 95.
Yeah, like
points.
95 points and
with the relic.
like 12, like not 12
Right.
CP, but like I think it's like 8 CP to do it fire 3 times with the relic
Right.
and everything.
Relic.
Well, that sounds
I think it's
cool.
about
Like,
6.
I think
It's
we
a
need to
lot
talk
CP.
about
It's not that much, but
before we close up shop here. I think we need to talk about the most important model that got released this week. It's a dwarf.
Oh
No.
yeah.
I don't really care.
Dwarf
That's cool.
wearing AdMech garbs.
Cool.
Admit.
I think
Very
he's actually
cool.
a space marine tech marine.
I think
he's an orc tech marine. You saw the grot.
I get bent.
There is a grot.
There's a
Is
grot.
it like one of those like?
It's a
just
special
stick
piece
it
for
in?
this year.
Okay.
It's one
Can
of
you
those-
actually just stick it in
Yeah,
whatever
he
army?
has a special name, but they release a new model for him every year. Like
Oh,
last
yeah,
year,
yeah,
it was him sitting on a throne, and his little goblin was like popping out of a
I
Christmas
remember
present.
that.
Mm.
Oh.
I remember it from last year. But
The
this
only thing I
year,
remember last year was
he's been in lots of different costumes throughout the years.
the only thing I remember about last year was that crazy deal that GW was giving us on the the guardsmen, the box. What was it called? They give you 30 guardsmen for like $120, but it was Destroying Firstborn.
Oh, that one. Oh, that was a really good deal.
It was a really good deal. Too bad they were metal.
Ew. No,
I
thank
mean,
you.
I thought the best deal last year was the Renegade Knights. That was crazy.
That was
a
Oh
knight,
yeah,
you bought
you
a knight,
basically got a free night.
and you got a free night. Hey, I bought a night with tax. Then I got a free night for it. You know,
Tax returns,
You already
buddy.
know I pre-ordered that.
Tax returns, my boy. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you for listening to our podcast this week. And again, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're an
Oldie but goodie.
one of our oldie boys from first generation, like us, give us a comment down below. Remember to follow us on Patreon at the Tabletop Shenanigans, also our Facebook and Instagram under the same name. We hope you guys have an amazing week, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Mm-hmm.